Welcome to Shomach Shov on the Daf. We're holding in Chulin Daf Hey. The Gemara with base tells us that when it says in the pasuk Odom uvehemo Teshia Hashem, so we dash in Omav Yudom Arav Elu bnei Odom shemarumim bedas umesimim atzmon kebehemo. Meaning we talk about great people that put themselves like a behemo. Rashi says with a nova. So you see from here that even when you speak about a bnei Odom and you call them behemo, it's a maila, it's a praise. Says the Gemara, that's when you say Odom and Behema together. If you say Behema alone, then it's not a great thing. Then you speak about people that are not keeping mitzvahs. And the understanding that Odom and Behema is a great mile and a praise, there's a few explanations in the Achronim. The Chazal Sofer seems to say that Behema is the more chomri, the more physical aspect of the Odom. And the avoid of the Odom is to connect it to the higher level of being an Odom. As some of the Mepharshim point out, that the Behema represents the goof of the Odom, and the neshama of the Odom is in the Odom. If a person connects the Behema to the Odom, then it's a great milo. And if the Behema stands on its own, it's not. Says the Chazal Sofer, because the word Behema, the numeric value of Behema is 52. 52 throughout Shas, there's two meanings to 52. 52 can be the gematria of Kelev, of a dog, or 52 can be the gematria of Eliyahu Hanavi. So if a person has the Behema alone, without anything else, that's Gematria Kelev. That's someone who's not giving Torah mitzvahs. But if the Behema connects to the Adam, then you get to the level of Eliyahu Hanavi that becomes a Malach. He elevates a much higher place. And he adds that the Gematria of Eliyahu Adam Behema is Kuf Peches, like Yaakov Avinu together with a Vav. He has a Mashker in Eliyahu Hanavi that will come in Mivasa the Geula. So the highest level is connecting Behema, Adam, Eliyahu, getting to that level. That's what the Chazal Sofer says here in the Sugya. The Shmaitzo in the Agdama and Ois Mem, he goes to say that a person needs to know that he has a neshama and he has a guf. And these two things are not connected. He can make the neshama into a guf, and you can make the guf into a neshama. Meaning the neshama has the needs of Torah, Tefillah, etc. The guf has the physical needs. Don't make the neshama run after physical needs, and don't expect the guf to be able to live in spirituality. And that's what it means, Odom and Behema Teshia Hashem, when it's Odom L'chud and Behema L'chud, meaning each one is Nikar Le'atzmoi, and they're not mished together. The Sefer Chasidus have another Mahalach. The Sfas Emes in Vayikra Tafresh Mem Beis, he says the greater a person is, the bigger Onav he becomes. Because the greater level of Das is to understand that Kadosh Baruch Hu is the one in control. So Odom and Behema, Misha Ruim Bedas, the ones who really have Das, so they're Behema, they know that they're Bachno Busha in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rabbi Tzadok HaKohen, the Pri Tzadik Eikev Ois Aleph, he says in Mahalach that he usually brings, because when a person really chaps the godless of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he understands that he doesn't have anything of his own. Everything is coming from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Even his ishtadlus comes from what HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives him. Kol ishtadlus einu mitzido like Mitzad Hashem Yisbarach. And that's the idea of a Behema. When you see that nothing comes from you, everything comes from above. So the Gdula of the Das, understanding, brings you to the realization that you're a Behema. And the Shemishmuel in Vayikra Tafresh Ayin, the first piece in Vayikra, says the more a person is machniya himself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the more he gets, the more Das is given to him. A person who makes himself a Behema, who's nichna l'rotzon she'yizbarach, so then he's connected more to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the more connected he is, the more he gets from above. So according to Shem Yishmuel, is really coming from the other side. A person, the Odom Behema Teshia Hashem, if Meisi Batzoke Behema, so then he becomes a room in Bedas. The Beis Halevi in Parshas Lech Lecho says another Mahalach. And he says like this. He says, the Ikar Avoid of Odom is to do what he's supposed to do, not because he understands it, but because HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him to do it. He says if a person does what his friend told him to do, because his friend is very wise, very smart, and everything he says, he thinks about it, and he realizes his friend is saying something right. That's why he follows his friend. That doesn't show that he's a servant to his friend. That doesn't show that he's subjecting himself to his friend. Because he has his own das, and he's figuring on his own that what his friend is saying makes sense. He's taking advice from him, not more than that. But when a person's subjecting himself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the level is to come and say, I'm not doing it because I understand and I think it's right. I'm doing it because I'm doing whatever HaKadosh Baruch Hu told me to do. This is really the oimek of Nasa v'nishma. Nasa v'nishma means if you do nishma and then Nasa, you first of all want to understand, and then you'll do it. You may do everything, but it depends on what you understand. Nasa v'nishra means I'm going to do even though I don't understand. I'm doing it because it's Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because a person is Yoreh or Oyev HaKadosh Baruch Hu and does whatever HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells him to do. And add to this what's brought down, the name of the Baal Shem Tov. The Baal Shem Tov says, with all what I know and understand and chap, I want to follow HaKadosh Baruch Hu only be'emuno pshuto, to do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells you without understanding anything. So the Beis Halevi says that's the pshat in our Gemara. The Gemara is that even though they're rumim b'das, they're so wise, they understand everything, but they're doing Ratzon Hashem like a behemo without any avona, just because HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to do it. So to summarize, we saw the following pshatim. Odom behemo is when the behemo is connected to the neshama and elevated like Chazal Sofer. Or Odom behemo is when you have a clear separation between the neshama and guf, like the shmaitza. Or Odom behemo like the sasemes, that the more das you have, the more a person is a behemo. Or add like the Pri Tzadik, that the more das you have, a person knows that everything he got and he does all from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The fourth way is like a Shem Yishmuel, that the more a person is a behemo, the more das he gets. And the fifth shot of the Beis Halevi, that a person has, even though he has so much das, he still should follow HaKadosh Baruch Hu like a behemo. Anyone who wants to join and sponsor the Shor Machshava Shiurim, please email shormachshava@gmail.com.